We Brits love our food like a fat kid loves, well, food. And now there is a world of restaurants which say no to fasting diets and high-intensity interval training, in favour of high-intensity fat eating with no intervals.
How many nuggets and onion rings are you going to eat?
As a nation, we are flocking to the all-you-can-eat restaurants, convinced we can eat our money's worth. And then some more.
I've got more duck than I can get on the pancakes, I think.
Is it wrong if I say I feel a bit full already?
You are literally their perfect customer.
But if all-you-can-eat restaurants are booming,
Do you want some more noodles?
No, I'm okay, thanks.
then they must have a few tricks up their sleeves to beat us at our own game.
If you're with Ripon, come on over to the back of the restaurant.
And at most restaurants, Owner Menage is about to deliver a masterclass.
It's 7:45. It's Saturday night. It's getting really busy now. We've got about 150 children, youngsters, and lots of parents and adults with them.
Kids love a buffet restaurant. It's like being let loose in a sweet shop, but with extra chips on the side.
We welcome them. We love them because where children go, parents follow.
And the mums and dads love it because the adorable little gluttons seem to be getting a bargain.
Oh yes, look, Jacob's well under the line. Come on over here. You eat for half price, young man.
But once again, the all-you-can-eats are one step ahead. Because even at half price, the restaurants know they can make a killing.
Get them to make more chips than that.
Yeah.
Tell Chef Chips.
10 minutes in and the kitchen is rushed off its feet.
Couple of creaks happening here and there. The most interesting one is, guess what we just ran out of? And we had to top up twice. Tomato ketchup. Because all the youngsters are having chips with ketchup. As much as we're saying, try all the other dishes, they all love their chips.
There is nothing worse than running out of ketchup. Well, except maybe Ward and Jeremy Clarkson. But still, it's bad.
Oh gosh. Hey, Chef, Senna, ketchup please.
Although for Menage, there is a plus sign.
Fantastic, thank you, buddy. Can we also put some next to the chips?
Empty ketchup bowls mean the kids are stuffing themselves with these most profitable items because chips are cheap. Literally. Cheap as chips. And when they're not eating chips, the kids are eating another high-profit item. Pizza. Kids, what are you doing? A margherita pizza costs about 15p a slice to make. Well, 15p and the heartfelt passion of a good cook. But still, it's cheap. And as the kids have had their fill of pizza and chips, Menage is standing by with the next cheap and cheerful item.
And we know the next big rush is going to come from waffles. So we're just making sure we're ready for that.
Menage there, waffling on. It's not just kids who can be tempted by a less expensive grub. Back in St Helens,
2 Pepsis, no ice.
Manager David is watching a grown man make the mistakes so many make. A siren calling him onto the rocks, covered in crispy seaweed.
Oh my God, look at the amount of seaweed. What is crispy seaweed? Is it seaweed from the sea?
My guilty pleasure, and eat all you can, is seaweed. I could eat it like cereal. I build it up like a sandcastle of seaweed. Oh.
I don't know about you, but as you probably noticed from my plate, I like an eat-all-you-can buffet, but I think that they should rename buffets to eat all the seaweed you can.
Yeah, it's quite niche, Chris. It's also music to our buffet manager David's ears.
This is our seaweed which we offer to the customers. Per week, the chef have to make 1.5 of this size buckets. To be honest, this is a bit of a secret, but it's actually cabbage. And then what they need to do, they need to finely chop it and then deep fry, season.
Seaweed, or as it turns out, fried cabbage, is one of the cheapest items on David's menu. And so-called buffet master Chris has fallen for it.
If you stop and relax, it's game over. You've almost got to keep it going, keep eating.
So how is it then, gentlemen?
Oh, I'll tell you what,
Going good.
it's left me a bit hungry.
Peckish.
Stuffing himself with seaweed means that Chris has left no room for one of the most valuable items on the menu.
The aromatic crispy duck, you'll be quite surprised to hear this. Per day, the customers can eat up to 20 crispy ducks.
A Across its 10 branches, the restaurant gets through 5 tonnes of duck every week. That's 2,500 ducks, fried in over 20,000 litres of oil. Poor Donald. Costing 3 times more than chicken, it's one of the most expensive items on the menu. So the Chinese buffet has come up with a cunning way to stop people from eating too much and keep down their duck bill.
Where you place the food is very important. What we have done with the crispy duck, we have decided to put it by the open kitchen. At the same time, when we do this, we have reduced the consumption of the food because people do not just pile up on the plate.
Nobody wants to look greedy in front of the chefs. Not even in an all-you-can-eat restaurant.
They might feel a bit embarrassed if they pile it up on the plate if the chef is standing next to them.
Either way, Bag and Hunter Chris has ducked out. But has he got his money's worth?
There comes a point when the fun ends and the pain sets in.
Well, he and Peter polished off a total of 9 plates between them. But on food alone, they've eaten just under the cost of one $14.99 buffet meal.
It's funny, isn't it, how when you come in here, you have aspirations and hopes to eat all that food. And when you leave, you don't ever want to look at it again.
Once again, David and the Chinese buffet have seen off the challengers.
Pub. Let's go.
Our eyes are always bigger than our belly. Therefore, you go in attack and you have a mountain full. By second plate, I'm sorry, I'm stuffed. And that's what always happens. But then they never learn because they come here 10 times and they still do the 10 times the same.
Now, get a beer inside you, Chris.
Remember George, who'd rocked up at Moore's in Leicester and looked like cleaning out Menage completely? Well, he's still going. I mean, I've had relationships last less time than these two have been together.
Hi, George. How are you getting on?
I'm getting on, yeah, great, yeah. I'm eating you at a profit yet, or...?
You've got a long way to go.
Really? That is the laugh of a man who hopes that George chokes on a Balti. This battle of giants is still on. George was banned by his local all-you-can-eat and is now on to his 6th plate of chicken tikka.
I think I've had a fair bit of chicken.
Now, if you'd have had the lamb,
yeah,
I'd have been in trouble.
Oh, really? I'm still going?
Yes.
Seconds out. Again. Plate 6.
Aiming for around about 10. 10 or 12, but maybe more.
In an average week, the restaurant could get through up to 100 kilos of chicken tikka and 135 litres of tikka masala sauce. That's 116 chickens, 12 litres of cream, over 200 tins of tomatoes and nearly 2 kilos of chopped chilies. Or, as George calls it, a snack.
It's good stuff, yeah. Really good, yeah.
Menage has set the restaurant's price based on customers eating less than 7 plates.
Yes, there is a risk, and you have to calculate everything.
Ooh. Beautiful.
The perfect customer for me would be the one that comes in, spends an hour and a half here, enjoys their meal, has about 3 plates of food, lots and lots to drink, and off they go.
It's a gamble, because anyone eating more than 7 plates will literally eat into his profit.
When somebody comes in looking to eat as much as they can, and it's a bit of a mission, a bit of a game, you can tell, and it's usually the youngsters these days. When the concept first opened, it was quite popular.
Tackling the lamb, try and get a last bit of lamb in. The walls of my stomach now are starting to stretch. Hopefully I'll get another plate in, but who knows at the end of this one.
George has already stuffed himself with almost 2 whole chickens. Now he's getting the meat sweats.
You know, I don't want to make myself sick.
After 7 plates of curried lamb and chicken tikka, Mr. All-You-Can-Eat has found he can eat no more.
I think I've had a lot.
It's a good effort and close to Moore's all-time record.
The most I've seen anybody eat is 8 solid plates of food.
George has polished off all this and for just £12.
7 plates, and I think I've definitely beat the buffet.
But has he dealt Menage a knockout blow?
He did not beat the buffet. He did just over 7 plates, and that's about my break-even point here. And they weren't full plates. So whilst he was sort of pretending to eat lots of plates of food, they weren't even full.
So Tactical Chris and Buffet Buster George have both failed to break even. But hang on. At the Chinese buffet in St. Helens, the kids are about to strike gold. Brown gold. They've hit the sweet spot. Everyone loves a chocolate fountain.
People are fascinated by it. Adults, kids love it.
It's also one of the most expensive items in the entire restaurant.
Per day, we can use up to 8 bags of these chocolate pellets. It costs £15 a bag. So per day, we can go through £120 worth of chocolate on our chocolate fountain.
So if you ever think you're eating too much chocolate, remember that these guys spend up to 44 grand a year on it. It's also where you stand the best chance of beating the buffet.